Hello students, welcome to the class. I am Yogita. Our subject is nutrition for nurses, and today we are going to discuss about menu planning. As you all know that each and every individual's food habit is different. Their like and dislikes that varies. Maybe item may be same, but the preparation may be different. Like example, I like the boiled egg. You may not like boiled egg, but instead of that, you may like omelette. See, this is what called your preference. Now, all these things are different. Then it is quite difficult to meet the need of every individual who are there in your family. Now, by keeping in consideration all these factors, we are planning a food, we are planning a menu so that we are able to meet the nutritional requirement of all the family members. Now, that planning is known as menu planning. Now, menu planning is nothing but we are planning for the entire day's food item diet plan so that we are able to meet the nutritional need of all the individual who are there in our family. Also, we are not making any kind of separate preparation based on their like and dislikes or based on their age, sex, or any other consideration. We are trying to plan a diet which is suitable for all. Meantime, it is consumed by all the people as well as it will meet the nutritional requirement of everyone. Okay, so this is called menu planning. Now, the important goals of menu planning is nutritional requirement demand, meeting the requirement of nutritional demand and nutritional balance. Now, nutritional requirement demand means we need to understand what's the total nutritional requirement of particular individual. It may be adult, it may be a infant, it may be a teenager, pregnant lady, antenatal mother, or old age people, anyone. We may have different category, different type of people in our home, and based on their particular physiological condition, we are meeting their entire day's nutritional requirement. This is what we have to do in a menu planning. The second goal is nutritional balance. This is a way that we are planning the food item preparation menu so that we involve all kind of food materials so that we are able to balance that nutritional balance. Like we nearly have on 3 to 4 times per day, like morning breakfast, lunch, evening snacks and tea time, and night dinner. Now, definitely, one third of your energy should be met by your lunch, one third of the energy met by your dinner, and one third of the energy is met by your breakfast. Then definitely complementary this tea time. That's the reason we should not skip our breakfast because body metabolism start with this breakfast. So this is the way entire nutritional requirement is balanced. So that's the second important goal of menu planning. Okay, next, what all are the factors affecting menu planning? Family size, family composition, members in family, and any physiological condition of the particular family members, economic status of that particular family, like and dislike of family members, if they are allergic to or any toxic to any food item, or different kind of other factors like a taste, variety of preparation, digestibility, or presentation of that food, or timing of offering a servings. These all factors will interfere. Now, first is family composition. That means how many members are there in your family. 4 members, 5 members, 10 members. Look, so if there are 4 members or 10 members, you need to prepare food in that quantity. So that matters now. Then what is the physiological conditions like their age? Whether they are infant, you may have infant in your family. Meantime, you may have a young adult, adolescent girl, pregnant lady, lactating mother, old age people. So different kind of people are there. Now, for requirement of each and every individual, we cannot prepare different dishes. It's just impossible. Okay, so that factor will matters in your menu planning. So you need to keep all the things in your mind and prepare the food item. I can give you one best example. Now you think that you have one preschool age group of one child in your house. Meantime, one lactating a pregnant lady is there, and one grandfather is there who is above 70. Now what to do to balance? You can plan one thing. Instead of morning offering a tea or coffee, you can offer a ragi malt to everyone. See, now you no need to think specifically for grandfather, antenatal mother, and the preschooler. See, in a one stretch, you can meet the requirement of everyone. So this is the way you need to plan your menu planning. Okay, then next is economic status of your family. How much money you can spend. That's what we discussed in detail in budgeting of food. I request you students, please go to the previous video and have a look into that. Now budgeting, how much money you are earning. One third, yeah, 3/4 of the money you may spend on purchasing of food and spending on it. So you need to have a proper idea how much money you are spending, from where you will buy the food, from how much money you will spend, whether in what quantity you will buy. You need to have all these ideas so that you can have a proper shopping and marketing, so that you can save the money. Meantime, you can purchase all the qualitative and nutritious food materials. Then like and dislike of particular persons. Now when you prepare a food, you need to also consider whether they are vegetarian, vegans, non-vegetarian, or vegetarian. Some people eat egg, not the other animal product. Some are pure vegetarian. In that also, some may not eat garlic and onion. Then in that case, you need to keep all these preferences, what food they like, what they don't like. Then you need to plan your menu. Now in case if they are a vegetarian, pure vegetarian, then they may not eat egg, they may not eat milk product also. In that case, how do you meet the protein requirement? See, that has to be considered. Then you need to get the food from food exchange list. Like you can add soya bean, you can add something else what is really equivalent to that protein or any calcium diet food materials. So this is what you have to plan. This is what you have to think. So that affects a like and dislike of your individual's requirement. Then if they are toxic to any or allergic to any kind of food materials, maybe sorry, some may get allergic to egg, mushroom, seafoods like crabs, shellfish. Okay, some may get allergic reactions like coughing or itching when they eat pork. So it differs. Each individual may different allergic reaction to different kind of food stuff. So that cannot be included in the main dish what you're preparing. Then that particular person will be excluded. So that factor also you need to keep in consideration. So again, that will affect your menu planning. See, eating egg is good for health, but one person is allergic to egg, then you're not able to prepare that egg curry. Then what to do? So you have to think. So you prepare that egg curry, egg masala. Example I'm telling. Take a bowl of curry for that person. Then add the egg. See, this is a way you have to make a planning. So once you start cooking, then only dear students will understand how difficult the task is. Okay, fine. Next, the other factors like variety. See, daily you prepare the same food item. Who like to eat that? We will feel tired and boring. Now, for example, daily you are eating egg. You will be tired. Then no taste, same taste. Then what to do? Now here you need to introduce variety in your food items. One day egg, omelette, egg curry, egg masala, egg pepper, egg chili. Okay, so this is the way you need to introduce. Now that will help you to increase the appetite as well as eating the requirements and meeting the needs. Then digestibility. You need to include such food which is easily digestible. For example, you're eating pulses. Pulses are really very hard. In case if you don't cook properly, if the pulses are not cooked well, what happens? You may eat only the gravy and you may not eat the pulses. Again, utter waste. You're not going to meet the nutritional requirement. That's why now you need to keep all this matter in consideration. You need to cook well. Your food should be easily chewable and easily swallowed and easily digested. So that factor also considered when you prepare your menu planning. Also, a taste is very important. And if there is no taste, then you may find it very difficult that no one may like. Though it may be a very good food, it will meet all the nutritional requirement, but it is not at all tasty, then that may not meet the nutritional requirement. So these all are the factors which you have to consider, which affect your menu planning. Now finally, the stages, yeah, steps of menu planning. First step is you calculate the total calorie, total nutritional requirement, total amount of nutritional requirement of an individual. Second, calculate the nutritional requirement of an individual. Then third, you determine the food list, make a food group, food system, you select the food item. Fourth, you make a menu planning. So this is the way we are making a menu planning. First step, we are calculating the total amount of requirement, how much is required per full day. For example, like if 60 kg weight adult, they want around 2400 to 500 kilocalorie of nutrient, so that we are calculating. Then calculating every individual's nutritional requirement. If you have an infant, mother, antenatal mother, geriatric people, how much requirement they want, that you're considering. Determining the food factor, that means here you're calculating that what all the food item you can purchase, what all the food group you can select. If they are not eating egg, we can include paneer. If they are not eating paneer, you can include fish. If they don't eat fish, you can include soya beans. This is a variety of food which you can exchange and list, exchange and prepare your diet, that you can select and you can make a list. You're planning that what food you're going to prepare, what all the items are required, that everything you're planning in a step 3. And step 4 is menu planning. Here you are preparing, all the food items are selected, you made all the planning, so much calorie required, and finally 4th step, you are preparing the dishes and eating. This is what called menu planning. Now menu planning steps are almost equal to the nutritional daily requirement calculation of all the age groups. We already discussed in the previous video. I request you please go through and have a look once you have a look into that, so that you may get a better idea. So this is all about menu planning. I hope you understood. Menu planning is nothing but you're planning the entire day's requirement of an individual, so that you are able to meet their requirement, growth, tissue repair and development, everything. Then goal, nutritional requirement, nutritional balance, and factors like family size, economic status, how many members are there in the family, physiological conditions, digestibility, allergic to food, and what all are the special consideration like variety of taste, variety of taste and preparation, variety of preparations. Now all these factors are influencing. Then finally, steps in menu planning is 4 steps: total amount calorie counting, counting the nutrition requirement of individual, determining the food factors, and finally menu planning. So dear students, I hope you understood. So definitely I'll see you in the next class. Thank you all.